Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today I'm going to be recommending some albums that I thought were pretty great over the past couple months, October and November 2019. I have 8 albums to talk about today, one being an EP, so technically 7 LPs. A couple of these I haven't reviewed, so I'm going to give a quick synopsis of what I think of them as well. If you want to check out the full reviews of these albums that I did get around to reviewing beforehand, they'll be linked down in the description along with all the music that I'll be discussing here. First up with October albums, I want to emphasize how great that Angel Olsen record All Mirrors is. This was one of the records I didn't get around to talking about, but I love it for its personal and confessional lyrics. It's very lush and loud at times. It's a record that expresses emotion in its raw and sincere form. There's great production from John Congleton, who has handled previous artists like Wallows and Bombay Bicycle Club. Overall, I'd say that this project is heavily introspective. My personal favorite songs on here are Lark, the title track All Mirrors, What It Is, Endgame, and Chance. Those last couple tracks are sweet and angelic. And how fitting for Angel Olsen. Moving on from there, Jimmy Eat World have a new record out. This one's called Surviving, and it's one of the best rock albums that I've heard this year. And it comes from a group that I never thought that would have it in them to come out with such a great rock album at this point in their careers. I went into Surviving with little to no expectations, and I came out with a listening experience that was not only easy to listen to, but also fun. I think I also developed a deeper sense of admiration and respect for Jimmy Eat World after this album too, just because I thought that they were a one-hit wonder before this, so good on them. Next up, Clipping. There Existed an Addiction to Blood. This is an experimental hip-hop album that is a challenge to listen to, but I think it is definitely worth it. You might have to give it a few more tries, and once you start to open up, you might find that you have that opportunity to fall in love with its creepy atmosphere. And lastly, with October album recommendations, we have Pony by Rex Orange County. This is a bedroom indie pop artist. Throw in a bit of blue-eyed soul. He still has this stunningly gorgeous arrangement of instruments on here too. It's not just super contained and claustrophobic. I think of a track like Pluto Projector that is pretty spacious and gorgeous. It's also pretty fun and lighthearted with its cheeky lyrics on Never Had the Balls, and it's a fun project. It's solid from top to bottom. Now switching gears to November albums that I like to suggest. First up, we have Half Moon Run. This is a indie rock band from Montreal. Their latest record is called A Blemish in the Great Light. They string together great track after great track. I would say it's their most cohesive and compelling batch of songs that they've put out thus far. Amazing vocals. I would say that's the best thing going for this album. Some of the greatest vocals I've heard this year. Yellow Wolf has a new record out as well, Ghetto Cowboy. I am loving this one. I feel like Yellow Wolf is sounding as good as he has since Love Story. He has tight and biting flows, catchy melodies, decent enough singing, and stellar production to back him up too. It's a shame that he had to flop with Trunk Music 3 earlier this year, because country rap, it was his for the taking if only he spun something off the heels of Old Town Road's success on the charts. But I guess better late than never. Still Young is the name of the latest EP from Jeff Rosenstock and Laura Stevenson. This is a covers EP of Neil Young songs. It's actually an EP in dedication to the living legend of Neil Young, and it's got a different style going for it, though. It's not as hard rock inspired. It's a bit more lo-fi in its aesthetics. We have abrasive vocals and gritty guitars. I mean, Neil Young wasn't a stranger to that with Crazy Horse, but it's fuzzed out fun. I know that Jeff Rosenstock is a great artist, and he did a phenomenal job covering Neil Young music. And the last album that I have to recommend for November is Everyday Life by Coldplay. I praise this one a lot already. If you haven't seen the other couple videos on Coldplay, be sure to check those out. You should know I love it. This might be one of my last opportunities to praise it some more before the year-end lists. So what is the big deal with this Coldplay record? I think that they're stepping out of their comfort zone. They are attempting some gospel music, which goes over a bit better than what Kanye West did on Jesus is King. We have strong melodies from Chris Martin, that's no surprise there. We have hair-raising atmospheres, and this thing is a lot more raw than past Coldplay albums. It's definitely in the moment with its performances, down to earth with its lyrics, and it's Coldplay's best record in this decade. And there you have it. Those are the albums that I loved over the past couple months. Make sure you sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you think of these records. Feel free to share some of the albums you've been listening to. Are there any that I missed? And yeah, feel free to let me know what your opinion is. I'd love to hear from you. While you're at it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a rockin' day.